in the Bay Area. The Dubs, they were trying to snap a 5-game losing streak without Steph, without Draymond. That's a recipe for trouble, right? Not so fast. Enter Jonathan Kuminga. Perk, let's pick this one up in the fourth quarter where he had 14 points alone.
Took over the damn game. Jonathan Kuminga, he say, I want my bag. I want a lot of money. You know how you get it? Go and capitalize on moments like this. And it's against the number 2 team in the Western Conference right now, the Houston Rockets, who are very good defensively. But look, he just completely took over. I thought overall what he did, playing on the ball, off the ball, we know he's one of, if not the most athletic players in the game today.
Well, here, Buddy Hield can't quite cash in on the 3. Brian, Kuminga's right there.
Yeah, this is opportunity maximized here. They had to put Steph and Draymond on the bench. It was a team that was red hot in the Rockets. They were struggling.
Look at that speed.
He had to come out and play a great game for the Warriors to win.
23 points in the second half here for Jonathan Kuminga. That's a career high in the half for him on his way to a career night, Wilbon.
Maybe you make yourself untradeable.
Oh,
if
well,
you
that's
have games like this.
When you got veterans hyping you up like that.
Jersey on.
Yeah, exactly. The expansion draft is today. More on that a little bit later. But you got to love when the vets love it. Here's Kuminga on the support he got from his teammates.
It was like a dream come true, you know, just having those guys. They always push me every single day, you know. They're always there no matter what. And just seeing them cheering for me on that moment, you know, it means a lot.
Kuminga was a huge part in the win last night and has been key for Golden State. They're now 4-1 without Steph in the lineup.
They had to use the money that they freed up by losing Klay Thompson to back up this roster, and then obviously their young players like Kuminga and Brandon Bajemski stepping up. That's the plan working.
Huge departure from last year when they were 3-5 in games without Curry, but Michael Wilbon said the magic words. After a game like that, the inevitable question that comes up is, does this bolster Kuminga as a young cornerstone or a trade asset? No one better to answer that than our senior insider, Shams Charania. Shams, what exactly are the Warriors looking for when we sort of hear they may be in the market to make a move?
Malik, I'm told that the Warriors are on the real hunt for a star, a playmaker, scorer alongside Stephen Curry. And you think back to the summer when they pursued Lowry Markkanen with the Utah Jazz. They made a pitch for Paul George as a free agent with the Clippers. And the debate with the Warriors and teams that look into that situation is, for them, are they going to find that externally outside of this roster currently, or will it be in-house with a player like Jonathan Kuminga? And last night you look at it, 33 points, the first time he plays 30 minutes in a game all season. He's shown with his output that as his role elevates, so do his stats at different points. And that relationship between Jonathan Kuminga and Steve Kerr, something that Warriors officials have been monitoring over the last year or so, and how he fits in when Stephen Curry and Draymond Green are back in the lineup will be interesting to monitor. But the Warriors' future will be shaped over the next few weeks and the next couple months before the trade deadline. How can they get that next championship with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green? Yeah,
absolutely. That is always the question. How can the Warriors maximize Steph Curry and Draymond? Shams, thank you very much. Please do not go too far. They're at a little bit of an inflection point with this roster. When you take a look at this, there's a lot here. Take a breath, take your time. Golden State has a host here of young players, led, of course, by Jonathan Kuminga, who could sweeten any deal, and veterans on contracts that can match salary, Andrew Wiggins maybe. The Warriors also control, this is big, their next 5 first-round picks. So a lot to digest there. But Mr. Wilbon, it's been a while since you've been here on this show, but we've heard you on PTI. You've been calling for the Warriors to maximize Steph Curry's
right
window.
now.
Is Golden State just one player away, though, from doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The player plays right across the street, around the corner, right here. LeBron James. Let's cut to the chase with this. All those assets are great if Steph and Draymond were 31 and 32 years old, and you could sort of wait on them. And I love Kuminga. But they're not 31 and 32 years old. The Warriors, you said it, Malika, you're talking about maximizing now, tonight. They're not catching Oklahoma City. They're not catching, as Perk was talking some sense to me on PTI 2 days ago, they're not catching Dallas. They're not, with the personnel they have currently assembled. I'm not sure they can catch those 2 teams with the person I'm saying add either. But if you tell me, if anybody watched the Olympics, Brian Windhorst, this summer, and you saw LeBron James and Steph Curry play together, how can you not want to see that? I'm not saying it's easy. Wendy will tell us how possible, if it is at all. But you tell me at this point, the Lakers stink, all right? Let's just the Lakers are not going to do anything. The Lakers are not any good. You have AD and LeBron playing 90% of the games, and they're a 7th and 8th seed at best in the West. Is LeBron going to ride out another season like that? Why would he? Why does he need to? If LeBron James decides he wants to contend this season, you know what Wilt once did? He lived, not once, he lived in L.A., but he played in Philly. So LeBron, how long did it take a G6 to get from San Francisco? You'd probably know.
27.
A G6, 27. Huh? You can't play in San Francisco and live in Los Angeles if you want to. This is tailor-made for those two guys to play together and finish their careers.
That's why I love it when Will Barnes back in L.A. because I agree with you 100%. Because, look, Shams just reported they're on the market looking for a star. What star is out there that's going to move the needle so that they can actually have a legitimate shot at winning a championship that makes the most sense? They're looking for a playmaker, right? That's LeBron James. You need the size because the wing position is the most important position in the NBA. That's LeBron James. Now, I don't know what the numbers look like, but I do know this makes a lot of sense. I do know that LeBron, he loves playing with Steph. Steph loves playing with LeBron, and we know about the relationship that Draymond Green and LeBron James have. And we have seen it time and time again this season, the body language, the frustration with LeBron James with his teammates. And how long is he going to take Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss nonsense for as them not moving the needle to get him some help?
Number one, LeBron has a no-trade clause. There's only 2 in the league, him and Bradley Beal. By the way, Bradley Beal was traded, so doesn't mean...
And by the way, it just means you have to waive it.
That's right, okay. Number 2, the Lakers don't control their first-round draft pick this year. It's unprotected to the Hawks, which is, by the way, why I think you will see the Hawks play extra hard tonight when they play the Lakers. So when you think about the Lakers making decisions, they can't do something that's going to potentially really hurt them and set them back. There's all kinds of apron rules that I could go into here. I don't want to bore our audience. It's very complicated for the Warriors to make a trade with anybody.
Yep.
It's very complicated for the Lakers to make a trade with anybody. Is it possible for the two of them to make a trade together? Yes, but it's hard. And it would require, almost guaranteed, require a third team. I always like to say a 3-team trade's a no-team trade. Okay, then I'm just going to say one more thing I'm going to say. Twice in the last 10 months, LeBron has had an opportunity to leave the Lakers. Once last year at the trade deadline when the Warriors called.
It was smoke. It was smoke. It was smoke there.
The Lakers came to LeBron, said no. He did not go forward with that. Then in the summer, he was an unrestricted free agent, and he told the Lakers, I will take less money if you can build this roster up. They did not build the roster up, and he still re-signed. So I've seen LeBron twice have opportunities to leave the Lakers and stay there.
And that third time, Bryant.
Are you saying it's a charm?
He had to think coming into the camp, into training camp, the Lakers are going to be better than he.
Why would he
now
think that?
can see it.
But
Hope,
why would he think that?
even the greatest stars have hope that aren't always realized. But I'm saying that right now, LeBron sees what they are, not what they could be. What seed are they today?
I don't even.
Have AD and LeBron missed any games? No. Okay. So they're playing all the games, and they're not any better than this. Well, LeBron, we can sit here and see they can't catch OKC in Dallas. Can they catch OKC in Dallas?
No.
So where can he catch OKC in Dallas? Maybe.
But he knew that, and he knew that twice in the last year and said no both times.
The Golden State Warriors have never been strangers to the limelight. With one of the most dynamic rosters in the history of the NBA and a legacy built around championships, they've always found ways to remain relevant. But with Steph Curry and Draymond Green almost at the culmination of their dribbling careers, the Warriors find themselves at a testing point. The question now is, how can they maximize their current roster to take full advantage of Steph Curry's prime? Rumors are now swirling around about a potential change involving LeBron James. But could that change be coming for the Warriors? Perhaps we are on the verge of witnessing another iconic duo in NBA history. Let's get to the news, behind the scenes, the possibilities, and the reason why Golden State is probably the most interesting team to watch this season. The Golden State Warriors are at a pivotal juncture, delicately balancing their ambitions to remain title contenders while simultaneously planning for a sustainable future. This duality has underscored their years recently, especially under the ever-maturing triumvirate of Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. Those veterans inevitably suffer wear and tear, but the young core has made that easier for the Warriors to remain competitive even during the nights when Curry and Green are not available. In that light, Jonathan Kuminga stood tall today as a budding superstar and a light of hope for what might one day come for the franchise. His latest performance against the Houston Rockets was brilliant, as Kuminga scored a personal best of 33 points at 23, head-turning and jaw-dropping in an ostentatious second half, where he showcased all of his athleticism, versatility, and raw talent, be it attacking the rim with ferocity, defending multiple positions, or showing flashes of improved perimeter shooting. It is clear that Kuminga is no longer just a young, promising talent, but someone who has potential personified as a cornerstone player. These standout performances have earned Kuminga widespread praise from coach Steve Kerr and the team's veterans. His growth has been described as proof of work and the culture of development in the team. Kuminga's emergence raises a real dilemma for Warriors. Is he a future asset of the face of the franchise, or the most tradable one in pursuit of another championship when Curry is still enjoying his prime? This question remains a serious one for them as they consider the way forward. Besides Kuminga, the team has very significant assets such as Andrew Wiggins, who offers additional defensive versatility and has a contract that could be useful in matching salaries in a blockbuster trade. Again, the Warriors control the next 5 drafts in first-round terms, which means they have rather considerable flexibility in negotiating with teams aiming to rebuild. That, then, will be the backboard against which greatness must contend. For Curry and Green, there are only a few more years left in their mid-30s. The Warriors are therefore well aware that this core can no longer afford to compete, or at least win, with them for too many more years. And this dynasty has been built with calculated risks and bold moves. And there is unmistakable urgency to make certain they get the most from the years they have left in their championship pedigree. Golden State's front office, under GM Mike Dunleavy Jr., appears highly aware of this tightrope act between the immediate and the future. In the past few weeks, rumors have been going around that the Warriors would make changes to their roster before the trade deadline. Names that have been thrown around include Lauri Markkanen and Paul George as possible trade bait for Golden State. Markkanen would be perfect for the Warriors because he is another scorer that stretches the court and is able to put the ball in the basket, like Curry and Thompson. Meanwhile, George's two-way dominance and playoff experience could make him the missing piece in a title-contending puzzle. And yet, such names are compelling, but cannot be compared to the gravity of a certain world figure, LeBron James, in its transformational potential. Just the thought of LeBron teaming up with Steph Curry sends ripples throughout the NBA. Such a signing will not only undeniably put the Warriors on the way to being favorites for the title, but will also provide one of the most formidable combinations in league history. As the trade market really heats up, the Warriors face decisions that have the potential to alter the course of their future for many years to come. Will they invest more in their young core or go all in and stake everything on one final run with Curry at the helm? One thing is sure, Golden State will always be part of the NBA elite. Because that's how they are proving that dynasties are not built on talent alone. Build-ups and architecture are required for when the courage to make those bold moves comes to point. Let's be honest, is it totally possible in theory that LeBron James could team up with Curry at Golden State? One would think this would be possible when fans get into a heated debate about it on social media. However, one could peel back a few layers before it became clear that this would be as real as it could get. Indeed, there could even be reasonable circumstances under which this would happen. That's why it not only could happen, but could also end up revolutionizing the NBA itself, the kind of change no one has yet been able to conceive. Perhaps it has the potential to really change things, taking the game to a new level, refocusing the balance of power, and possibly changing basketball's future in ways that transcend the current reality of the NBA landscape. So now let's backtrack and deal with what it means in terms of what's happening on the court. The joining of LeBron James and Steph Curry would be basketball's version of lightning in a bottle. They're very different, yet complementary in their skill sets. That makes them one of the most unstoppable duos in the history of this sport. LeBron's size, elite playmaking, and unparalleled basketball IQ would address a critical need for the Warriors at the wing position, arguably the most important in today's NBA. Really, on paper, if you consider all facets of creating for teammates and being able to physically dominate, it balances perfectly with what Steph can do. On the other hand, Curry's generational shooting and his constant off-ball movement would provide LeBron with the type of floor spacing that he hasn't had consistently since his Miami Heat days. It really opens up a whole new dimension of offensive possibilities. They bend defenses beyond their limits, but they don't just stretch them thin at the very least. Those defenses get completely dismantled. Picture LeBron taking it hard to the rim with defenders collapsing all around. Then, picture him kicking out to a wide-open Curry on the perimeter. Or imagine Curry curling off a screen, catching that pinpoint pass from LeBron, and draining a three with his signature lightning-quick release. Their synergy would be a threat not only to opposing defenses, but to opposing coaches. If it's hard to defend one, how hard is it going to be to defend two? Chemistry, if not everything, may already be put in place there as well. It seems the friendship between LeBron James and Draymond Green is much more than on the face because they share the qualities of mutual respect and years of intense competitive brawl against each other. Also, wealth is what LeBron and Steph share. They still know each other very well despite meeting 4 times in a row at the NBA Finals. Their special bond reflects on international play states, such as the Olympics, where fans could get a preview of what their games would look like. While rivalries have defined so much of the past decade, everyone knows that they could create sparks across the league if they were to team up. To LeBron, this makes sensible. The fact that LeBron and Anthony Davis are healthily maintaining an active presence bay this season does not mean much for bothering the Los Angeles Lakers, but continues to pervade mediocrity. Frustration in LeBron's body language is impossible to miss. The front office itself has not been able to build an ever-competitive roster. It has most definitely taken a toll on his patience. Time is not on LeBron's side. He is still an elite performer, but his window for championship competition is narrowing. If the Lakers continue to stall in their efforts to contend, why not entertain the notion of a move to the Warriors? Great for him. The opportunity to join a culture of proven winning built on teamwork, discipline, and adaptability. It has to be understood that there are certain logistical hurdles that need to be cleared. The LeBron no-trade clause necessitates that he should waive the same for the move to happen. It goes without saying that such a massive trade would, most likely, involve a third team to balance and glove contracts to meet the league's criteria. But the Warriors have plenty of treasure to avail that. The package involving all the emerging names like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, along with several first-round picks, might be enough to whet the Lakers' appetites, especially given that they might decide to focus on rebuilding. Just think of the possibilities if this were to happen. Steph Curry nailing threes on impossible angles. LeBron breaking his fasts or parsing apart defenses like a sum-through surgeon. Draymond holding the defense and voting all of his teammates toward the right direction. Join some elite Klay Thompson shooting and Kevin Looney rebounding into the mix, and you've got the type of lineup that would scare every opponent. If the Warriors made this team, they wouldn't just put up early runs toward a title. They would actually go about recreating a dynasty with the capability of holding an era every few years. This won't only benefit LeBron, who would also bring some of the most valuable years of the careers of Steph Curry and Draymond Green to an even higher fulfillment, offering them the chance at the end to win more titles to add to their resumes. For LeBron, it would add to his impressive record of being one of the most versatile and impactful players in the NBA. Not only will it extend his championship window, but he would also prove how, even at the end of his career, he continues to change the landscape of the league. These are the things that keep the NBA going. Great moments, very big rivalries, and stories that take turns that no one expects. It will probably be historical in every sense of the word to see two of this generation's greatest join forces. This is the kind of move to redefine what we envision as super teams. Redefine both players' career narratives and, most importantly, make it an attraction fans worldwide will never forget. Will LeBron and Steph ever play together in Golden State? Perhaps the answer is closer than we realize. At the end of the day, adding LeBron James to the already mixed established stars and budding stars in the Golden State Warriors teams becomes entirely a different kind of level. It's really not only about winning yet another championship, it's about creating a legacy that is remembered for generations. Any clear picture about the clear uncertainty that comes with the NBA can be seen at this point. Golden State is certainly not taking it easy. They are pursuing every avenue possible to manipulate this window, and with Steph Curry at the helm, the Warriors remain one of the league's most scintillating teams. This much surely may just be the beginning of something special, so keep tuned to keep an eye on this.